Okay, welcome to another class on common vocab mistakes. If you would like lifetime access to this course, you could go to skypelessons.com and it costs £10. Yeah, it's a very cheap price in my opinion in these incredibly inflationary times. So £10 will give you lifetime membership and you can find it on skype-lessons.com. If you pay with Bitcoin, if you want to pay with Bitcoin, get in touch because I will give you a massive discount for any Bitcoin payments, guys. In fact, I don't mind what country you're from, you know, any country at all, I will give you a 75% discount, just £2.50 if you use the money of the future, a fair money system. So let's go through common vocabulary mistakes. Number one, why I like this idea is, it's almost correct, but it's this word that's bothering me. And I had a question very recently about why and the reason. And of course, what we need to say here is the reason I like this idea. And actually, we can expand it. Let's get rid of this why. Yeah, we can say the reason I like this idea is, or we can say the reason that I like this idea is, or we can say the reason why I like this idea is. And a student asked me on one of the platforms where my courses appear, a student asked me, is why acceptable here? Can you say the reason why? And I suppose that in his language, you can't. You can only use the relative pronoun that and not the relative adverb why. Well, in English nowadays, you can use where, when and why in relative clauses. Yeah, it's acceptable nowadays. I've read somewhere a long time ago that it wasn't acceptable in the past, and I probably read it in this book here, The King's English, because this is a great book. It's by Fowler, one of the classic grammar books that was written about 100 years ago. I think I might have read it there that these three are wrong, or they used to be wrong, yeah, when that book was made. But these three are 100% acceptable now, and you certainly can say the reason why I like this, the reason why I like this idea is, yeah, or the reason that I like this idea is. So both are acceptable. But I must admit, there is something more formal, more correct about the that in my ears, yeah? Although I'm well aware that we use both, yeah? We do use both, and we certainly use all three of these, yeah? The place where we first met. You could say the place at which we first met, but the place where we first met is fine. The day when we first met is fine. The reason why we first met is fine. Okay, so number two, he made a proposal to her. This is almost correct. And it's a shame. It's just that we usually say proposed when you mean proposed marriage. And that's what the student meant. The student meant he proposed to her, which means he proposed marriage. He said, will you marry me? Yeah, will you marry me? That's he proposed to her. Okay, we don't usually say he made a proposal. It starts to sound like a business proposal, and it's not a business proposal. It's a romantic proposal. So he proposed to her. Just use the bare verb without any make a proposal. Use the verb if you mean propose marriage. Okay, number three, she wasn't fit the royal family. Now, there's a few ways I could correct this. The student was talking about Princess Diana, if I remember rightly, and she wasn't fit. You might say she wasn't fit for the royal family. That's one possibility. She wasn't fit for the royal family. Although